Today is the first day that we're going to be working with multi-step equations, and here are some example problems that will allow you to get a better understanding of how to solve these. So let's get started. So here are two problems. So as I look at these, we're going to refer back to don't call Mexico after midnight, so you should have those notes out. So the first thing that I always want to do with every equation is I want to draw my line down the middle of the equation. And then I'm going to look and see if I have any parentheses. If I have parentheses, I'm going to distribute. And that's the don't of don't call Mexico after midnight. So I'm going to distribute the 2 to the 8a minus 7. So my next line will be 16a minus 14, and then equals negative 94 on the other side. Then I want to look to see if there are any like terms on the left side of the equal sign or on the right side. And there aren't, so I can skip that second step. Then I want to go to the third step, which is Mexico, which is move the smallest variable. Well, since we only have 16a as our variable, I'm going to skip that step as well. The fourth step is to either add or subtract in order to isolate our variable. So we are going to add 14 to both sides. And the 14s are going to cancel out. And then I'm going to get negative 80 equals 16a. My final step is to get a single positive variable, which is a. So I have to divide by the coefficient, which is 16. And then the 16s will cancel out. And you'll get a equals a negative 5. Why don't you pause the computer right now and try this second example to see if you can do it and get the same answer. Okay, now that you've tried this, again, I'm going to go and I'm going to draw my line down the middle. I'm going to distribute the negative 6. So when I distribute the negative 6, it would be a negative 6 plus 36x equals 174. And then I am going, and that is, again, the don't or distributive property. Then I'm going to isolate the variable by adding 6 to both sides. And that is the after, for don't call Mexico after midnight. And then cancel out the 6's, you get 36x equals 180. And then we're going to divide by 36, which is the midnight step. And you get x is equal to positive 5. Okay? As I look at those, they're pretty straightforward, but again, always refer back to the notes. The next pair that we're going to do, are a little bit more extensive. So again, I'm going to recommend that everybody draw that line down the middle of the equal sign, and I'll tell you why in a minute. So I see parentheses, so I know I'm going to distribute. So when I distribute the 2, I get 8a plus 12 plus 5a equals negative 92. And that is my don't, or distributive property. The second step says call, and call means combining like terms. So on the left side, I have 8a, a positive 12, and a positive 5a. And I notice that the 8a and the 5a are like terms. So I'm going to combine them, and that's going to give me a 13a plus 12 equals a negative 92. And that is my call step. The third part is Mexico. But we're not going to Mexico because we don't have any variables on the same side. And I'm going to then subtract 12 from both sides. And that is my after step. Adding or subtracting to isolate the variable. The 12s cancel. And the negative 92 minus 12 becomes 13a equals negative 104. And then midnight tells me to multiply or divide. So I'm going to divide by 13, and you get a equals negative 8, and that's my answer. Again, why don't you pause the video and then try the problem to the right on your own. Okay, now that you've tried the problem on the right, I'm going to draw my line. I'm going to distribute the negative 7. So a negative 7 times negative 4 would be a positive 28. Negative 7 times negative 4r would be positive 28r. Minus r equals negative 134. And again, that's the don't, or distributive. Then I look for combining like terms. on the left side of the equal sign, I have a positive 28R minus R, which would give me a 27R. So 28 plus 27R equals negative 134. Then I will subtract 28 from both sides, and you get 27R is equal to a negative 162. And then we're going to divide by 27. So you get R equal to a negative 6. And that is that. Those were the 4 practice problems we did in class today. If you have any questions, watch this video again 2 or 3 or 4 times. Go through the steps in your notes that you've taken and try and clarify any questions you have. If you're still confused, bring them to class tomorrow and we'll go over them. Have a great day.